Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? It's Monday, right? And so I just thought I wanted to pop on here and I want to talk a little bit about, you all know I've been making these videos, these real estate buyer and seller series videos, and I decided to do this one live. And why? Because I want everybody to lay down the newspaper, turn off the news, and quit letting the press tell you that you cannot buy a house, or if you sell your house, that you'll have nowhere to go. It's a lie of the devil, people. Just seriously. If the press doesn't have something bad to say or to sensationalize something, then they're not doing their job. But a bunch of houses are on the market. I'm seeing price drops. I'm in Central Texas, so Austin, Georgetown, Cedar Park, Leander, Belton, Temple, Salado, Austin, like those are all areas we service. And there's two things going on in the market right now. There's seller fear, right? I put my house on the market. Where do I go? Lisa, I won't be able to buy a house because they said that on KXAN last night. Stop, turn it off. Or buyer fatigue. Well, I can't buy a house right now because I've got to pay $150,000 over, which I just saw a news report on that. Now, does it happen every now and then? Sure, it absolutely happens. Like there are some houses that go into sick, crazy bidding wars, but there are just as many that don't. I got an email from a realtor Sunday, and he had seen that one of my clients had favored one of his houses he had listed under $300,000. And hold on, I want some people to comment here. Under $300,000, and he didn't have any offers yet. He's like, Lisa, bring me an offer. Okay? You cannot let the news destroy your dream of home ownership, right? A lot of it depends on who you work with. I mean, let's just be real. If you work with me or somebody on my team, we know what to do. And are you going to win every single deal? Not every single one, but you're going to win a lot of them. So I was on a listing appointment today. I just got the confirmation that they're going to move forward because I was able to show them that there are houses for sale where they want to move. Okay. It isn't that you cannot buy another home. And that is what's like stuffing up this market right now. The other thing that's stuffing up this market right now is that buyers believe, this is where the buyer fatigue comes in, that you have to pay $150,000 over or $100,000 over or $50,000 over. Well, there are many agents out there pricing houses extremely low to pull them into multiple offers. Now, I'm not going to get into all of that right now. It doesn't matter. I'm just telling you, understand, y'all, the psychology of the game. Understand the game that you're playing. There are houses. You can buy a house. If you sell your house, you can buy a house. And I just want to end the madness of the press. I even see my realtor friends reposting some of these stories. I'm like, quit posting them. We're ruining our own market. Not every house is going to be for everybody. And not everybody, and they're just, like I said, there are some houses that are going to go into crazy multiples or, I was on a call today on Clubhouse and someone said, well, in San Jose, someone just paid $1 million over for a house. Okay, it might have been a $10 million house, right? So that's only 10% over. That isn't any different than, in some of the markets on a $300,000 house, you pay 30 grand over or 20 grand over, okay? Because maybe it was priced low in the beginning to bring them in, right? Bring them in, and that's what they do. And so I just please share this out. Give me some comments. Is anybody out there trying to buy a house right now? Is anybody trying to sell a house right now? And you're like, oh, I'm scared. I don't want to sell my house because I'll be homeless. Can I just tell you, if you work with me or my team, and I've got a team all over the country, you guys know that I'm up to 169 realtors now. I've got on my team, like, oh, yay, I'm so excited about it. So no matter where you are, where you live, I can put you with somebody that, by God, if they sell your house, and they will, that they're going to get you another home and a home that you want. So I've been busy today. Like I've been out, I did a listing appointment. I had a buyer that I had to get finished up with because we got the deal done. I'm doing training tonight for Elena Cardone for that leg of my organization. And God, I just want to tell you, it's okay. Do not let seller fear and buyer fatigue. And there was some fatigue. I'm going to tell y'all, 4 to 5 weeks ago, It was a little disheartening. It was a little tougher. You probably had to put in 5 to 6 offers to get a house. I'm going to tell you now, you can probably put in 2, at least where I'm at working with us, 2 offers, and one of the 2 you're going to end up getting. I want to assure you of that. The market is loosening up. Hey, Sean, how are you? The market's loosening up a little bit. And you say, Lisa, why is it loosening up? It's loosening up because more people, it's summer, and more people are putting their homes on the market. I mean, there's a lot of price drops going on. What does that mean? That means they put them on too high in the first place, right? So don't get greedy. Price your house reasonably. Try to get a 30 to 60 day lease back, and we will get you another house. We will 1,000,000% get you another house. I just did it today on 2 deals, right? These people that I'm about to list their home in Round Rock. It's a nice estate home, by the way, about $1 million. Fantastic. It's going to be amazing. In a very desirable neighborhood. But a month ago, I've been talking to these guys for 90 days. And a month ago, 90 days ago, they're like, no way, we're going to be homeless. Last month, they're like, I don't know. This month, they're like, sell that sucker, Lisa. Right? So the seller mentality is starting to loosen up. So that's a good thing. So we're having more homes come on the market. What happens? Yeah, see, Celeste says she's seeing that. So some price drops where I didn't see them last month. Celeste is on my team. Alex said we had 3 listed in our neighborhood last 10 days. Folks said they were waiting for school to be out. Absolutely, right? There's a whole psychology behind a seller. All right, so where they're a little bit weird because in March they're traveling, it's spring break. April, they're like, oh, I got to get finished with school, which, by the way, my grandson, Eli James Jackson, is watching this right now. Today was his last day of 3rd grade. And so he is going to be a realtor with his Lala this summer. He's a very good helper. And I've told this story before. He and I were driving around one day and we were looking at houses, or I was, for my clients. And he says, Lala, do you make money just driving around in your car? Because he heard me on calls with everybody. And I'm like, yeah, pretty much. And he goes, well, then I'm going to be a realtor when I grow up. And I said, okay. So Eli is my official assistant this summer. And he's very good at it. Like, he is a smart little cookie for only being 8 years old, almost 9, I might add. Anyway, so Eli, if you're watching, Lala loves you. And I'm going to put you to work this summer. But anyway, so back to people, there are just months that are just really crappy to sell because people are traveling. And April, people are just thinking about May. Now that May is here, now it's summer. People sell their houses in the summer. So we've got more inventory. And like Celeste said here a minute ago, there are price drops out there. Why are there price drops? Now, not everything's dropping. Okay, let's just be real. Not everything's dropping. But there are houses dropping. And what does that mean? That means they're not selling. I mean, anytime I've ever dropped the price on a house, it's because nobody's buying it at that price. Okay, that they started out maybe too aggressive. The market's going to bear what the market is going to bear. Meaning, it's going, we're only going to, people are only going to pay so much. Now, is there the house, like K-View said, 1,500? Well, anyway, it doesn't even matter. I'm not even going to give them any airtime. Are there houses that sell over market? Absolutely. Absolutely. You always have those buyers that are going to come in and go, no matter what, I'm going to get this house, boom, and pay it. Okay, so that just may not be your house. But there's lots of houses out there that you can still play the game on an FHA loan, on a VA loan. It can still happen. Don't listen to the press. They lie about everything. Everything. God, they're just, yuck. They have to sensationalize what's going on in the world so that they can keep us in a constant state of fear. Oh, Eli, love you, Lala. I love you too, Eli James. I can't wait for you to come out and sell houses with Lala this summer. They want to keep us in a constant state of panic. Well, what does that do? It cripples the market. It cripples the buyer and the seller's psychology. So I am here to tell you, if you live in Central Texas and you want to sell your house, I will get you another house. I promise you. If you want to buy a house, I will get you the house, or Celeste will, or somebody else on my team. Hey, Anthony, we will get you a house. It's what we do. We know how to do it. And we know how to make deals work. But I'm not even here to try to like sell or list your home. I mean, I always am. You guys know me. I'm always about the business, but I'm not even here to do that because somebody's going to watch this who lives out in California. Somebody's going to watch this who lives in Arizona or Ohio or Florida, which I've got realtors. I've got partners in every one of those states, by the way, in those areas. But I'm just here to tell you, go do it. If you want to buy a house, like these interest rates are not going to last. And I know we've been saying that for like 10 years, but under this new administration, they're not going to last because we have got inflationary pressure like we've never had before. And the Fed is already saying that they've got to raise rates to cover all these crazy stimulus things that are going on. So with that being said, rates are going to have to go up. So now is the time where you still have maximum buying power. Okay? You've got maximum buying power. So let's just say you pay an extra $10,000 or $20,000 for the house when rates are sitting at 3%. Who cares? When they go to 4 and 5 and 6%, which they very well could, that 20,000 at 3% is going to look pretty good. Promise you, y'all. It's going to look really good to you. So don't let that stop you. Keep it in your brain that, you know what? I may be paying for future appreciation, 10,000, 20. It is future appreciation. It may not be worth that today, although, guys and gals, think about the whole law of supply and demand, right? Think about Apple, this little sucker right here. Does it ever go on sale? Have you ever seen an Apple phone on sale? Have you seen where like they just like you have to keep updating your phone and you pay $500 more next year and $500 more the next year and pretty soon we're going to have $10,000 Apple phones? Does anybody complain about that? No. Okay, it's future appreciation, and that's what we're going to have to do potentially to buy a home today. But you're protecting yourself and you're hedging your bets about what we know is coming because the Fed has already said it, is inflation. It's not even coming, it's here. It's flat out here. And every time I open the paper, what scares me more is these stimulus programs that we keep doing. That should scare you because what that means is that interest rates are going to rise and rise and rise and rise and rise. Okay. So why not buy a house now, sell your house now and lock in historic interest rates? Okay. So what if you pay $20,000 more than you wanted to pay for the house? You got the interest rate. That interest rate's locked in for 30 years. The minute you buy that house, you've locked that value, not the value, but that price in on that house. You wait a year from now, you're going to pay a lot more for the house and a lot more for the interest rate. And you're going to be like, damn, I saw Lisa's Facebook Live on June 7th or whatever today is. And you're going to be like, I should have listened to her. Should have listened to her. So do you want to buy or sell a house? Do it. Do it. You may have to do it scared. You know, y'all have heard me talk about that too, but do it. These interest rates will not hold with the asinine spending that's going on in Washington, D.C. right now. So you want to be scared of something? Be scared of that. You can't control that. But what you can control is going and buying a home today and trusting me when I tell you, you're not going to buy it any cheaper tomorrow than you could today. And you're certainly not going to get any better cost of funds or money. Now, think about your mortgage payment. Do you know that about 90% of your mortgage payment, the principal and interest, is interest? So would you rather, so the principal, like on $1,000 principal and interest payment, 125 is towards your principal. That means paying down your house. And then 875 is paying the bank. Like, oh, thank you very much for letting me use your money at this insane compounded rate. Okay. But that's at 3%. You give these guys in DC another 6 months, rates are going to be 4, 5, and 6%. At least four in 6 months, if not higher. Okay. So all of a sudden that $20,000 extra that you're like, oh, I don't want to pay that for that house. You know, because 6 months ago it was $20,000 cheaper. Well, you'll end up paying $100,000 more in mortgage interest. Do the math. Just like my good friend Brian Colhane says, it's just math. Do the math. Go to roundrockmortgage.com, which is our mortgage company, and go to the payment calculator. You don't have to take my word for it. Go to the payment calculator and go play with 3% money at a $300,000 loan or a $400,000 loan, right? We actually break down the principal and interest on that. Then take it to 4%, take it to 5%, and see what you're going to pay over the life of that loan in finance charges. And let me just tell you, interest does not appreciate like real estate does. So I've harped on this long enough. Anthony says, you can't take it with you when you go. You have no idea how long you have to buy. So buy the house from Lisa and Lala today. See, Anthony, dude, you need to come buy a house in Texas. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I am getting ready to jump on with Elena Cardone. I know most of you know that Grant and Elena Cardone are on my real estate team now, which I'm so grateful for. And every Tuesday night, we have a training that we do with the 10X team, 10X Estates, which they're amazing. And I'll tell you, we got some big stuff coming out of the Sharon Lecter team too. I'm not going to blow her cover on this, but we've got some pretty cool stuff she and I brainstormed today. So for all you ladies out there who are thinking about the real estate game, stay tuned. Big stuff coming. Anyways, it's just, I don't know. I don't know what to tell y'all, except that you need to be more afraid of the cost of funds and the inflation than you do over a bidding war or not having any place to go. Like, does that make sense? Does anybody else want to jump in here before I have to go and argue that point with me? Debate that point with me? Let me pay more for an appreciating asset than for a straight out cost of funds, like a straight out money, straight out expense, right? I'd rather get a house and pay 20 or 30,000 over for it, which I'm not even saying you have to do that, but sometimes you do, sometimes. So let's just say that you do that. But if the house is going to appreciate, I mean, guys, like they're saying in Austin, in our area, anywhere from 15 to 28% a year. So let's just say I pay 10% over for it, but it's going to have an appreciation of 28%. And I still get to finance it at historic low interest rates. So my cost of funds are low. I might pay a smidge more, okay, 10% more-ish for a house, and that's in my crop, but it's going to appreciate from 15 to 28%. So in the next 12 months. So what do I call that extra I paid today? Future appreciation. In this market, it's going to catch up. You're going to get to even, and then you're going to surpass. You're going to surpass even within a year. But you're going to have locked in historic low interest rates that are going to get totally jacked over the next 2 years. Trust me on that one. So anyways, all of that being said, yes, Elena Cardone. So with all that being said, I just want to give you some fuel for thought. If you guys or gals know anybody that's buying or selling, I would in Central Texas. I've got the greatest team on planet Earth, and we're in it to win it. I can tell you that. So reach out, shoot me a DM, or anywhere around the country. If you need a referral for just some sharpshooter, I've got them, because only sharpshooters need to apply to be on my team. Anyways, y'all, go buy a house. And for those of you out there who are like, okay, I've got a lot of equity in my house and I don't want to sell it, I don't want to move, but you want to use that equity to, this great new boost of equity you've gotten to pay off the debt maybe you've incurred over the last couple of years, shoot me a DM. Because, my husband is 23 years, we've owned a mortgage company, and he can get you out of debt, lower your payment, all that good stuff. So, right, there's lots of things to be able to do with this newfound equity in your homes, whether it's sell it and go put it into something else, sell high, buy high. That's legit. I'm just being honest with you. Or you farm your equity, you pull your equity out, you mine your equity, and you take that equity and you pay off debt. Do that. Build a swimming pool. Do whatever. Don't just let it sit there, because your house on average is going to go up probably nationally about 20%. So use that money. Just like my good friend Anthony says, hey, you can't take it with you. All right, y'all. I'm filming more videos, so just stay tuned on like buyer hacks. I've got a great one about a guy in Dallas who did not use a realtor, and they bought a model home, and my husband got pictures the other night from him. He was so mad. He moved into the house and the sheets were dirty. Ooh, stay tuned on that video. It's good. I've even got pictures. All right, y'all, take care.